Yeah, let me do the poll real quick for y'all. I'm gonna do the poll. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Uh-huh. Hold on, we gonna get this going. We gonna get this going. Give me a second. Give me a second. And you know what? Look, for once again, forgot to look up how to say smooth in Spanish. Crazy. Hold on. And I said the last time that we just gonna look it up after I do the last. Hold on, wait. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna get it real quick. Cause it's just so funny. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah. Aries. What it do? What it do, my boy? You know, I jumped on early today so that way I can like catch a few more other people. I know everybody got like school and stuff, and there we go. I couldn't see. There we go. Let there be lights. Like, yeah. So now I know a couple of my people got like school and everything, so everybody handling their business. So I was like, you know what? We gonna do the 11 p.m. check-in at 10 p.m. Like we doing our thing, and we living it, we represent it how we do it. Hey, keep it to yourself, my boy. Just me and you in the chat. No, outside of that, this is your 10 p.m. check-in at the 11 p.m. No, it's 11 p.m. somewhere. Like we got some people on a faster time frame. Like we got people in a different time frame, to different time zone. So we got them logged in. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice little chat today, because you know there's a few things in motion. There's a few things that we getting going, and this is what it's all about. Making sure that we keep it smooth, keep it cool. Is that freaking like when you know what it is. So we just doing it a little bit earlier tonight than what we would normally do it. So you know we in it. like big shout outs to all my people in the chat, in the live. We're coming to you from South Sunny Florida. Got big shout outs to Aries out in, why do I always forget where you're from? Aries is in Illinois, right? Yeah. Big shout outs to Illinois. Big shout outs to Chicago. It's Chicago. Getting pumped with it. We got people all out in Texas and California. Big shout outs to all my people up in Jersey. Like, I knew it. Yeah. I had that on deck. I knew that. And then big shout outs to all my people across the world. Sorry about the live schedules. You know, we get it's a work in motion. Like, I know everybody started school, everybody got working. It's about to be season in Florida, so there's a lot going on. So I want to be able to make sure I can connect with the people. I got to make sure I connect with the people so we can have the conversations. So my live times have been a little off. We've been going through a restructure process. Outside of that, I'm still blessed to have you all here today, because like I say, I'm just some dude talking. I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to reach, to let you know that we got all of what we need to put ourselves in the proper motion to get to where we're going. So it's all about what we do best next. And this is the conversation of real health, wealth, and energy, to where that we make sure that we keep that focus on exactly what we're going for. So then that way, we just make it easy. Because you don't necessarily always go for what you want. Sometimes you set it up for it to come your way. And that's how you let yourself. Don't tell me how many it is, Aries. Don't tell me. I've been doing my best to look away from it. Like, because I tell you, it's not about me getting the followers and like all the likes and all that. Like, I mean, I do it for the money, not the clout. Like no, but at the end of the day, we doing it and we representing ourselves best for how we set ourselves up. So, oh, he said yours. I don't remember. I think it was. Is it 10? Somebody else was mentioning their subscribers too. But outside of that, really just putting it together, really setting ourselves up for the best setup. Yeah. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Big shout outs. Big shout outs at the 10 p.m. at 11 p.m. No, I can't say it back because it's not that time. But this is the conversation of health, wealth, and energy. Let me just get back on track to what I was just saying. Sorry about that one. And you know, sometimes it's just. So I did the live a little bit earlier tonight, so that way we can catch some more people. Ideally, I want to do it around 10. It's just that work schedules and whatnot. Don't worry, we changing all of that to where that we can do what we do best to get to where we going. And that's we can deep dive into that. So the first setup is just really focusing on how your priorities are going to be set up. Because if you don't understand the priorities, then you won't be able to know how to set them up and you won't be able to follow them properly. So that's one of the first steps. And getting those together to set you up for your best setup is ideal, right? But sometimes we get distracted, the inconveniences. Like I'm doing my very best. No excuses. Like I don't want to be in any situation of going, this isn't done because of this. Like, you know, like we gotta be peace out, Aries. Do your thing, brother. Good to see you in. Like, do I have a 60? I don't have a 64. Like a Nintendo 64? Like, I ain't seen one of them in a minute. Like, but you can still get one. But outside of that, the inconveniences, the distractions, they're everywhere. Like, you know, it's hard not to pay attention to it's hard not to pay attention to what's not being talked about because like there's so many different things being talked about that you're just like, So that's why with us knowing that, it leaves us in a new setup. What is it? No, that's a little too deep for the concept. We'll save that one for a little bit. Outside of that, really just making sure the steps of success are not only efficient, however, as very much, como se dice, as effective as well. Because efficiency is the level of it being done at a consistent rate, but effectively is for you going to be able to hit some kind of scalability on it. So, and my iPhone keeps changing the brightness on the phone. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, we're fine. Like, but when it comes down to it, it's really just knowing like where those priorities. I got my upline Frankie ringing through my head on a regular basis. Like, if you don't got no priority, if you got too many priorities, if you got too many priorities, you don't have any priorities. And that always just kind of sits with me because it makes me think just like, all right, cool. What do I make sure I focus on that creates as much value and as much time I can put into it while still waiting for the compound's effect to take, or waiting for the compound interest to take effect. So it just comes with that kind of training. Like, and with that training, yeah, that's some fun training. Oh yeah. Big shout outs to Your Lo-Fi Space on YouTube. They be keeping us in the jams. We rocking out, having fun on this lovely, lovely Monday. Breaking it down. Made a couple of fun videos on my TikTok. You can go find those at JockScott1. My Instagram link has all of my socials with my link tree, so that way you can just click that and then you can find your boy. And then got a couple of cool, stylish videos for my people out there. Because not only do we talk about us and being in a state of mind to always push for a betterment, we also got the moves to keep us grooving, because some like they say, even listening to certain music at certain BPMs, like increases like blood flow, like it makes your brain already kind of like, so like that's just how that goes. So you gotta, catch look, catch up it. Ooh, come down over here, over there. Letting it. Look, I can look. It gives me goosebumps when I be like in it, especially when if I can like do it. Real smooth. Real smooth with it, something like that. Oh. Like it gives me tingles, especially when like so like that's what I mean. Like certain music and whatnot can like put you in those moods and whatnot. So like this one, like a nice little, even like a nice little side to side, side to side, side to side, like right there, like just with it right there. This can get you there. And then side to side, side to side, glide, then glide. Hey, and you just build upon it from there. And that's what the momentum is. Like, even with our favorite Newton's first law, anything in motion stays in motion unless interrupted by an external force. And we don't let nothing get in the way of the way we do what we do, way we do what we do, because when you set yourself up to make sure that it's in your best interest and your best design, then everything else comes naturally. I love this one quote that I read a long time ago, that do what you love and the necessary resources will follow. That only gives you the confirmation of like, once you're in a like emotion of just like do-do-do, 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 hey, look, there go the thing that I was talking about. Yeah. And then it just worked. What's up, John? Good to see you in, my boy. Yeah, this is why I jumped on a little bit earlier, because I know like people be having to go to school and stuff like that. So I wanted to get on a little bit earlier so I can catch a lot of the people, before that 11 p.m. swing around. I catch my 11 p.m. night owls, and then, we ended up with a bang. Hey, look, all right, so look, I'm not one to like really like throw out like all of my promotions and stuff like that. I'm telling you, bro, check out my TikTok, not my bartender TikTok, but my regular TikTok, Jock Scout, bro. That last one I made with the Jake and Meek Mill, like I'm telling you, I was feeling real good, like especially when because that's my favorite one. That's just like, it's so subtle, it's just. So no, it was really fun making those videos. Like something that I'm forcing like my brain to get a little bit more accomplished with is just actually like always just ready to have some media, ready to have some content. I am, my friend. I am. I'm actually the bartender. And you know what we do? See, what the Signature Pour is really about is the disciplined living, the powerful pours, and a lifestyle that actually tastes like success. So when we put it all together, we do what we do next. Funny enough, I had a nice little small moment to kind of present that like today, and I didn't get it, because see, the thing about performing, right, is that sometimes you never know when like the situation is gonna like really occur. Like you can't really get the full dynamic of how they're gonna be like, okay, let me see what you're about. And it was funny today because I had a moment where like someone was talking to me like, hey, like, hey, look, we gonna get it going. Like, hey, big shout outs to Atlanta, Georgia. I like Atlanta. I haven't really been nowhere in my adult life. Outside of that, I know Atlanta is nice. Like, yeah, so I'm gonna definitely slide out there, doing that thing. Like, What was I just saying before that? We were talking about Big Atlanta, and we was talking about the bar. Yeah. Health what? Yeah, well, I was putting together the presentation, like, because when I have the time, like, I can actually go ahead and throw that together and just kind of be like, hey, yo, like the signature pour, you know? So earlier today, someone was like, oh, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. And then I was like, well, I've been a bartender for bartending. Yeah, I was like, did not like start off strong in it at all. Like, it was just there's a, no, I don't, my friend, Amar, Imran, I actually know somebody that name too. Good buddy of mine. Big shout outs to my boy Imran up in Ohio doing what we do. I think that's what he said. Is that, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. So, like, even when like you can do all the practicing for like whatever you're going to perform for, there's still always moments that can still catch you off guard that makes you like kind of stumble a little bit. Like, hey, John, I'll see you, my friend. It's a pleasure to see you in, dog. Like, as always, stay up. Only is better from here. This is what we do. Like, and oh, bro, I will, bro. We gonna get together. I'm gonna whip up these cocktails and mocktails, my elixirs and my specialties, and I'm gonna let all the great people that I know. I'm gonna come to you live as the bartender with energy and motion. So, yeah. So, like I say, see all of that, like just putting that together like that, is where I was a little off today. You know, a little bit. You know, a little bit more saison couldn't have hurt. You know, so like I had to like kind of get into that groove. Like, I was fortunate enough that like there was a little moment where I can finally have caught like a little bit of rhythm, like so. Like, yeah, like, so we got there. Like, I'm talking about big shout out. Hey, look, wherever you need them, I am here, the bartender. I'll see you later, John. Like, yes, man. Like, so it's really cool to be able to like test the abilities and the skills that you have on a regular basis. Like, just because you gotta just hone them. You gotta like hone them in. You gotta train them. You gotta tweak them a little bit, and then it only just improves the skill set. I know that the one thing that I really need to do is like I've been making sure I've been keeping solid up with a nice little eating schedule, making sure eating a day, get a nice little meal at night. So, making sure we keep those kinds of things, and those little subtle things makes all the difference in like who we are tomorrow. Like, because once you go into like hibernation, rest and whatnot, your body sits back, it takes in all of everything. It starts to break down all of the things that you've had today, even knowledge wise and whatnot. So like, it's definitely like a real big setup for you to know what's best for yourself, so that way you can give your best stuff, because your body loves it when you do stuff for it. Surprisingly, like it's like you'll do something good for your system, and your body be like, "Whoa, yeah, that's what we love," and you be like, "All right, bro, calm down." Like, it's like, Amber, what's up, baby girl? ¿Qué pasa, chica? ¿Cómo estás? Like, cool song, listen to. Where you from? Jasm. Where you at? Where you be from, Jasm? Where you at? I'm going to sing you a cool song to listen to in the USA for my country. Yeah, what's it? Where you from? Like, where you tuned in? Where you tuned in from? Cause if we tuned in? Cause we getting across the world, baby. We about to be up, about to hit 600, road to 600K, and then next thing you know, 600 mil. Cause it ain't gonna take much. It's gonna take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the check. Once we get past 1,000, we are going to be on up. Oh, big shout outs to Brazil. Viver como quieres is importante. I know it's that I don't speak Portuguese, but still, you feel me. You understand where I'm coming from with it. Like I'm my Portuguese and my Chinese. I'm wanting to learn sign language too, so that's my next setup. So big shout outs. Viver como quieres is importante. Viver como porque viver, no viver. Like, literally allowing ourselves to get to how we doing best. Like, hey, yeah, gracias. Like, gracias, mi amigo. Like, it's a pleasure to see. Big shout outs to my boy out in Atlanta, my boy Amran. Amran? Is it Amran you go by or Amron? I know somebody, I got a good buddy who's like, his name is spelled the same way and he goes by Amron. But like now that I see your name, like, and I don't really know. Says yeah, viviendo. Is that Portuguese? Because I know like it's usually like different on the end of the letter, like and that's yeah. So big shout out to Jasmine, like in Brazil. Oh, I love. I know Brazil just like feel like it's just calling me. Like all the Latin countries really. But like when it comes to like Brazil, like I've been actually really wanting to go to Mexico for just like a nice little setup. I've heard like man, I think saying like like I heard it's beautiful in somewhere is an understatement because every place has its like good spots and stuff like that. So still, we want to go and observe these places. We want to go see them firsthand. So that's another part of setting ourselves up for the best possible success. I already love the idea of going to different locations, setting up different businesses. The signature pour is a lot more than just drinks. The signature pour is a lifestyle. See, like honestly, like all it is, like see, I could have used all of this, and it's funny because recently in like my setup, I've been attempting to like talk less about myself. Like I don't want to like engage in conversation, and then like it kind of drags to be about me. I'm not that conceited. I'm not that selfish. Like so, I want to be able to like communicate more with people, so that way. I can come across and like, understand from where they're coming from and, really make that connection. So I've been, kind of like holding back. So when he asked me like, oh, tell me about yourself, it's just like, well, I know that a drink can be made by me. Like, so, I have not listened to no Brazil funk myself, so I'm gonna definitely look it up. This is your lo-fi space. It's a Mexican lo-fi rap beat. They got some really good music, so I always like to like go and like see about some new music. Like, yeah, see that I knew it was Portuguese. Like, no, like, yeah, bro. Like my trash, bro. Like, trash. Like. Basola. My Portuguese is basola. Like I couldn't even say that I know any Portuguese. Like I just know that like the way that the setup of it is just a little different. So like you got me on that one. Like yeah, but outside of that, like I say, and it's all a part of what we want to do. Like going to different places, learning the languages, learning different stuff. I would love to be able to just create. Now I'm actually thinking like let's create a fantastic cocktail. No, let's do a mocktail because this is for everyone. So we'll call it the Dragon Boost, the Nihongo Tomodachi. Like, and it's just a representation of dragon fruit for its sweetness, mix of monk fruit. We can do red cherries for the antioxidants in the red cherries that are like good for cells and repair. And then we can finish it off with maybe, and I'm talking about just maybe, a bit of tomato juice, just a little bit, like nothing too crazy, to give it that like almost, and like we're talking about like a spicy kind of tomato juice, not nothing too crazy, but just like a little spicy tomato juice that can go right through it and kind of like sit there, and like as you sip it, you get like the sweetness and like the cherries and like the flavor of it, and then like right behind it, you get a little bit of that spice. So to represent the dragon fire, like wouldn't that be awesome? Like to just like have that drink in Japan, like to just for me to go there and actually just create that drink and then present it in almost like a dragon, like some kind of like dragon claw or something like that. Like maybe like I don't know, something where like the dragon's kind of like facing the front, and then like you kind of grab the cup from like the tail or something like that, and then like when you like drink it, it like spits fire. No, wouldn't that be? Wouldn't you travel to go drink a cocktail of this nature, and then to think about the fact that I would be able to just bring this, like I would just be able to create this anywhere that I am and come away. So now that I've said that, just made it real, did this, and we chill. So that's fun. Now that we've just created a brand new mocktail that is going to be astonishing, I'm going to get these ingredients and I'm going to set it up nicely. Do what we do for what we do, how we just do it. Did this, and that we just always like the movements, making sure that we just get it all together. Did this, and that we just feeling really mighty clever, and that I just changed it just like it was the weather, but I gotta just stay cold. And I told you that I'm just staying froze. Gotta just know, didn't even want to just stop for the So yeah. So with that being said, it's just about being able to expand that setup, that range, that sharing all of what you're equipped with to really be able to push yourself forward. And like the only limitations are the ones we place on ourselves. So we gotta remember we are a lot stronger than what we think. Before we say the words, I can't even say them because like I don't even want to use the definition. I don't even want to use the examples in the example because like I would still be saying it. But before you mention the fact that you can't do anything or you can't do something, at least attempt. Before you realize that, before you say I can't do it first, like go see. Go lift. If you're talking about like that weight may be too heavy and you say, oh, there's no possible chance, go attempt it first. Go see. And then maybe, just maybe, you'd be surprised how strong you actually are. You never really know. So, with that being said, like, you have to be able to apply some pressure because you don't just make diamonds from playing around in the dirt. Like, no, like you dig and you create and you form them and it builds. And then next thing you know, it becomes so solid that nothing can penetrate and it can penetrate everything. Like me, I'm working on a little adamantium form myself, the way I just go like straight do it. You feel me? Like, no, that's for my nerds out there that with that rock out to it, a little Marvel, a little setup, like nothing crazy. Yeah. More of setting up the list, more list setups, not necessarily like, oh, gotta like make a list, gotta check it off twice. No, nothing like that. Just being able to knock out more of the duties and the tasks that are necessary, like, would be more than efficient. Like, I forgot what I actually had this scheduled for, cause we are chilling, we riding, we rolling. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. You know your boy, the most unprofessional. You know, this is what we do, baby. You know, this is what we be. Yeah. Hold on, we back with it. I ain't even go nowhere for real. I was here the whole time. That's what I say. So, and that's the whole thing about it too. You know me, I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to just let it be known that you got the abilities already. You knew this before I started talking. Like I just so happened to be talking, and then you came on. You was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. And I was like, nah, bro, you already had that. You already had that. I know you had that one. Yeah, we gonna get it because we gonna allow that compound interest to grow, do what we know. So that's always fun. Like, I'm just loving it. Like the process has been super fun all the way up until this point. And look, this is my one thing too. I thought about this. Man, I done came all the way here. I done went through this bull. I done went through that bull. I done missed that bull and then stepped right into some other bull. Like, and to just come out of those smelling like a fine rose, it's just insane to me to think that I would get here right now and allow all of these things to make me be like, you know what? Forget it. No way. Dialogue. Ain't no way that I can just sit over here and just be like, all right, well, here's more hard stuff. Time for me to give it up. Like, no, like that is not how we do it. That ain't where we going. That's not how we represent it. That ain't how we feeling. That ain't what we are. That ain't what we do. So it all goes back to the training. And when it comes to the training too, creating that structure of how you can complete that training regularly is where a lot of the critical thinking, a lot of the discipline thinking comes into place, because you got to remember there's this one quote. Let me say, you got to remember that it's all up to you. Like, is what I was going to say. Sorry to cut it off. There's a one quote that my uncle said, really. He was a kickboxer, and he was a coach in a class, and he's like, the only person that you cheating in this workout is yourself. Like, and it's a good point, because there are times where, like, even when me, this is why I say the one more. Yo, hey, what's up, baby? How we doing, dog? Good to see you in. Like, yeah, we just kicking back. We just talk about it. Yeah. The doing one more, right? We get into a point to where, like, all right, let's do 10 push-ups. And then next thing you know, you do 10 push-ups. Do one more. Do one more. Just do one more. Because, like, don't allow yourself don't get me wrong. Make a goal. Set it up. Obtain the victory obtain the strength to get that victory to that goal. At the end of the day, once you get there, take it a little bit. Just a little bit more. Like, it's just like this, right? Let's put it in this example. This will be a fun one, right? Like in a race, right? Of course, if you finish first, you can finish in first. You won first place. The thing is, there are moments where you can be in first place by a healthy amount. So then you start to go for not only first place, but for records. And then guess what you get to do when you beat a record? Set the record. Guess what you get to do? Beat yourself in your own record. Just to beat yourself at your own record, just to attempt to do it again and obtain new levels of strength, focus, and concentration that allows you to obtain more than what you were going for. So yes, getting the first place is good. Being the best at the first place that you got is a lot better. Like, you want to be let's put it in another example, right? Like, let's put it in something that I really love to do myself. Like, you know, in the UFC. Like, you got these guys cut 20 something pounds. They haven't been eating. They're exhausted. They're just getting ready to go into war, to battle. And they've trained themselves to a certain moment. And now they're presenting all of that training. And in a fight, like, yes, you want to win, right? But you don't want to come out all bloody and all broken. Like, no, you want to use the skills and all the strength that you've had and obtained to come out with as minimum damage as possible. This is where it comes from. So there's nothing wrong with setting the goal and making sure that we get to that goal. Just do a little bit more with it. There's just a little bit more that can be done on top of that. And then that little bit more that you do on top of that can set the new momentum for when you start it again. Because now you don't think in your brain, 9, 10, I'm done. No. You think in your brain like, all right, wait, last time I got to 11. All right, 10, 11, 12, you know, like to really push yourself to those limits, because then your brain's gonna automatically do it. You're gonna already set. My suggestion, and like I say, I'm not here to preach, I'm not here to teach, but a suggestion that I would always recommend is the fact of do to exhaustion. Like, look what I was going, hey, you laughing back for more. Like, yeah, so that's funny. Good to be caught in the algorithm. Like, so yeah, just doing that one more, because then now your body's gonna automatically think like, all right, cool. If I was able to do more that last time, then maybe there's a chance I can do more. And let me just help you out with this one. You definitely can, because that's the inevitability that we always talk about. If you do it every day, faithfully, the inevitability of your success is guaranteed, because you've set it up so properly that it just flows. So now while it's flowing, you don't really think about it. You're just kind of just like, you know, what's necessary is just habit. So now you're just getting up and now you're just automatically, you know, setting it up. Just, and then like, people gonna see you. People gonna see you like, man, you going crazy. And you're gonna be like, huh? Oh, you mean this? Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. You know, just doing what got to be done. And it's gonna be so normal to you that you're gonna be an animal. You're gonna be a beast. Like, so allowing yourself to know that there is more, because don't get me wrong, it's like I say, it's good. Set that goal, get to that goal, and then do a little bit more. Like, do one more. Just do one more. Like, if you're in the race, win by 5 seconds. You're running against the fastest people in the world, and you still manage to beat them with a 5-second gap. When you get into that cage and you fight, you get out that cage with no injuries. Like, you step right into that battle and you go, I'm already strong enough to prepare for this. Boop, like, drop them instantly. Done with it. Not a scratch, not a scar, just pure strength and victory. Because that's what we train for, and that's what the inevitability of that is. Because we have to do it. We have to be able to. And like I said, I'm not here to tell you what you have to do, need to do, or should do. I'm saying that we have to do. We right here. Me and we. Like, it's so necessary. So, I don't remember if I set it to 11 p.m. To be honest, I've enjoyed the 10 p.m. one so much. It's been pretty awesome. I never really have time to get off work in time to get here to do 10 p.m., but I would very much rather do that. We're gonna sign off. Your boy gotta catch that beauty sleep. And I've been doing it a little backwards, so I gotta reconform my schedule. The funny thing, let's talk about that real quick before we hop off. Another little thing is when you reform the structure, do me this favor and not expect it to already go the way that you restructured it. Like you're gonna be like, all right, this isn't working. Let me do this. Let me set this. Let me set this, and then you're gonna do that, and then it's not gonna take effect immediately. Don't expect it to. You gotta at least give it 3 days. 3 days is like minimum for like doing something. Like, you know, if you can do something for 3 days straight, consecutively, faithfully, then you can do it for another 3 days. And then you can do it for another 3 months. And then next thing you know, after 3 months, it's just gonna become like nothing. Like, so you have the ability to train yourself like this. It's just that we're so caught up in the instant gratification. This is why I love compound interest so much, because I'm over here like, whoa, hold on, let me plant some seeds right now, so that way once I plant these seeds, I'm not really thinking about them. Next thing you know, I come back around full circle, and next thing you know, these seeds I once planted are these huge trees that I can pick all of the fruits of my labor from, like because of the fact that I've set it up so properly. And not only do I have this huge tree of what I've set up, I got this one and this one, and I planted a garden like last year. Like, so there's just so many different ways. There's just so many different setups. So like, is that air push us? That's funny. Yeah, that's just how it can go. And I can't even say one thing that I'm learning, because I've been kind of like already really getting into the groove of it. But really just loving it. I'm talking about loving that process. Man, I'm telling you, they calling my phone every day. They calling my phone every day for some money I don't got. I be like, hey, yo, if I got it right then I'll get it to you. Like, they calling me every day for this money. And they ain't gonna stop calling. No, they ain't ever gonna stop calling. When it comes to the businesses, they ain't gonna stop calling either. Like, I was once working with this owner, and phone was ringing, he answering, phone ringing, answering, phone ringing, answering, phone ringing, answering. Puts the phone down, 2 minutes go by, phone ringing. He's like, man, this phone doesn't stop. I'm like, I don't think that would be something to complain about. You know, like, that be a good thing that you are getting all these calls, you're getting all these people to, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Who am I to say? I don't know. I don't own a restaurant, so I can't give you my 2 cents. Like, so like, I don't think my 2 cents pays the phone bill. So yeah, so I really have no say. I just would like to think about it in a way of like allowing yourself to be comfortable with how much is going on. Allowing yourself to fall in love with that moment where you go, like, allowing yourself to fall in love with that process, because only through that sense of like confusion, irritation is when you get to your most creative. Like, okay, Rifty. All right, my boy. I see you getting Rifty. Mr. Rifty, did this in your node that we're feeling really swiftly? Hold on, let me finish this point. Right. So, that's just what it goes. You want to be able to love that product, because once you realize, like, once it's nothing to you, once it's just like automatic, like I say, you start to walk around and you start to move differently. You start to have a certain sense of confidence. One thing that I can honestly say for me is the fact that I've been needing to gain a little bit more confidence in my ability. I have the skills that I'm confident in. At the end of the day, there's still new things that I'm attempting. And I, as skilled as I am and confident I am in those skills, especially with something new, you still got to just go in as if like, yo, this is done. This was done. This was done yesterday. Like we been did this. Like this is every day. Like I said, I shared this with you all last night. That it's a quote that Elon Musk said that's like super awesome. Like I just like thinking about it always just makes me think. And it's time. I got you, Monk. He says that do everything as if you've already failed a first time and this is your second chance to do it. And it makes you think of just going like, all right, approaching a new situation as if you've already done everything around it to know how to do it correctly the first time. And Bobby, hey, I ain't know, hey, that's cool. I like that name, Bobby. Yeah, you kind of represent a little Bobby. I can see that. Name, that's awesome. I like that name. I'm gonna call you Bobby. Big Bobby in the building, and we're chilling, did this, and you know that we just always keep up and feeling, and I ain't gonna use no profanity. I did it, and you know that I ain't even causing insanity and making sure I keep it all in damage. Talking about I'm racking up the XP, did this, and you know that you wanna just text me. I'm talking about that I'm not even flexing, making sure I interpret what I am saying, and I just put it in a little motion. Did this, and you know that we just always keep it floating, and you know I almost cursed that you know it ain't the worst, and you know I did this, and you know I'm spitting on the burst. I'm talking about the most savage rapper alive, do it. I did this, and you know that we just like to make the movement. I'm making sure I spit it, cause you know I'm always with it, and you know what we do. We're always building digits, and I know I taste it on my tongue like it was some spinach, and you know I'm getting to the money, gotta go and get it. You know I ain't with it, cause I ain't even playing. I did this, and you know what I'm saying, except for when I say konnichiwa, tomodachi. I did this, and you know I can't even see. I'm talking about that. I got my blinders on, cause I'm focused on what I'm doing. My phone, I'm talking about on the phone when I'm going so live. I did this, and you know that I ain't even survive. I'm talking about I'm gonna thrive, and you know I'm fly. I'm making sure I just get it, and I just go by. I gotta get it, I with it, and you know that we representing, making sure that we just go and wrap it up like some gifts. And we just did this, and you know that I just send it like a gift, and you know that I ain't even gonna trip, never slip. Ooh. Damn. Ooh. How we like that one? Oh, that was I was loving that. I was loving that bounce. I was ooh, yeah. Like, oh man, see that one. That's another great one for the books. Like, you know, I'm not a rapper, and I'm thinking I may have to get into the studio a couple times. You know, and you know, spit a couple of bars, feeling larger in charge. But outside of that, yes. So, with all of those things being said, the key takeaways from this is, we'll go backwards because it's a little bit easier. To really just love the process. Like, the process is gonna be there. The process was gonna get you to where we going. We can't say, oh, I wanna do this and I wanna go there, and then don't take the first steps into doing that to get there. Doesn't work. That's literally like saying, oh, I want to go and get some water to survive, and then don't leave. Yeah, you may have water where you are, but you know, you gotta still go get it. Like, so like, it's just like that. Like, another key thing is setting it up to where that it can be followed naturally. Putting it in the best natural way for it to become just a habit that allows you to just get up and just get it done. Like I say, I am doing my best to make these Mike Tyson push-ups daily, and I swear, every morning when I wake up, I be thinking about them. There was one morning, cool morning, where I woke up and I literally was already doing it. Like, I'm talking about, like, my eyes open and my brain was kind of awake. and I was already like doing them, which was pretty cool. Like, but outside of that, like, you know, nothing too close to that. And then also, I'm thinking about the first point. And then also being able to maintain that focus through those powering moments. What we just say? Being able to still have a certain mindset in this certain moment, in that kind of struggle, in that kind of irritation, that inconvenience, that BS, having a certain allows you to, one, know that it's there because we got that focus, and then two, to be able to know how to like really just, okay, this is happening. I've done more with less, you know? And that's all we can really ask ourselves. And I'm telling you, bro, like it's all training, man. Every day we wake up to the moment we up out this mother. Like, it's just training. And we just gotta put that training in. We gotta do what's best. So I'm actually about to get up on out of here. We got most of my people feeling asombroso. We got people feeling fantastico. And we got a lot of people feeling frio. Like, feeling cool with it. That's how we like to do it. So I'm actually gonna look up how to say smooth in Spanish, so that way I can do that one for the next one. But outside of that, it only gets better from here, because why? We get better. And with that being said, you can do more to become more. And as you become more, you can do a whole lot more. So, with that being said, I've enjoyed this time, the 10 p.m. check-in, 11 p.m. going strong. We're getting those live times right. We're gonna get it together. Hey, energy and motion, baby. All about the adjustment. So, with that being said, stay up, stay blessed, do your thing, live your life, and make sure you do what you do. I will see you all later.